Right, spoiler alert. I'm going to give you a countdown. In which case, if you haven't watched last Friday's episode, you need to go and do it before you start this one. 3, 2, 1, go. We won the league! Double promotion. We've gone through the off season. Well, I have anyway. And we've got the first 2 games of our journey in the Vanarama National. Let's get stuck in. Hello guys, David here and welcome back to episode number 17 of Hometown Hero. In this episode we're going to be playing the first 2 of our games in the Vanarama National League. Of course, not a league that Salisbury haven't ever been at before, but the last one in our journey towards the Football League. It's going to be a tough one, that much is certain. Before we get into any of the games that we're going to be playing today, I want to give you guys a bit of a roundup in terms of what has happened since you were last with us. If we quickly run back to last season, we won the league, as you know. We won the league in the Hemel game, didn't we? Yeah, we won the league in the Hemel game. And then we played against Bishop Stortford and put out a load of kids. So Callum got a run out, Dominic Savage got a run out, and so did Matty Nelms. In the last few games, we lost them both, which is a bit disappointing. Both 2-0 defeats. In both of them, at least a couple of the younger players played. They might have all played in both of them, actually. I can't remember. No, it was in the game against Bath City. They all played, and in the last one, because it was against Braintree, and I wanted to try and at least retain some sort of quality, we put out the strong side again, but we lost 2-0. So we lost both of those games. We did end up winning the league by 5 clear points. Let's just go back and show you. We finished with the most goals scored, and we finished with the second least goals conceded. And as you can see, despite the fact they fell well off the boil, Dover were actually the ones that got promoted alongside us. So it's going to be interesting to see how we fare. We did pretty well against both those guys. Hopefully, we can carry on that reign of form this year and at least try and get a few victories under our belt. I know I said last year it was going to be difficult going into the Vanarama South. We've just done 2 successive promotions. I've strengthened the squad by quite a bit, I think, but it's not going to be easy at all. As you can see from the season preview, I'll just load that for you now, we are bottom of the pile. We are quite a way away from being anywhere near one of the better teams in the league. And if I go down this key players thing down the right-hand side where it gives you the 2 best players for each team, our 2 right at the bottom. 2 newbies as well, which I'll introduce to you now. I've also got a new youth player that I need to introduce you to as well. So if we go back into last season, because I did make some transfers for the end of the season, Ben Mundelli was the last one that you obviously saw before the season finished. First one we brought in very, very early on was Bailey Acethorpe, or Icethorpe, however you pronounce it, brought in on loan from Peterborough. Direct replacement for Sean Smith and Josh Summerton, who have both left the club. So Josh is no longer with us. I feel bad because I really wanted him to fulfil his potential, but the more we went up the leagues, the less of a quality in terms of potential he was. So it didn't really make any sense. But Bailey's come in. I mean, looks like a really good signing, really quick at the back, decent defensively, and yeah, should be a really good option for us. Looking forward to seeing how he gets on. Next one we brought in was Ollie Muldoon. He is a ball-winning midfielder, a little bit older, but it adds a bit of experience to the squad. Fairly well-rounded, and he's again a direct replacement for the now departed Charlie Kennedy. So he's also left the club. I will try and remember to go through all of the departures as well before we go any further. So he'll come in and he'll operate as probably a backup ball-winning midfielder, to be completely honest. Next one we have is Cameron James. He is one of our hot prospects, even though he's 24. He can play pretty much anywhere along the back, sort of 4 or 5 positions, all the way from centre-back, right-back, left-back, all the way up to the centre of midfield as well. So he'll definitely be playing in one of probably these 2 positions. He'll either play as right-back or he'll play as centre-mid. I wanted someone who could come in and give us some strength across multiple positions, because we're struggling with the 5 substitute rule, or 5 people on the bench rule that you have in the National League South and the actual National League, what I'm going to call it. So he's come in. He will be most likely deployed as a central midfielder, but like I say, can play as a fullback as well. And worst case scenario, he can play as a defensive midfielder as well. But our tactic hasn't really needed for that at the moment, to be completely honest with you. Next one we have is George Sykes Kenworthy. He has come in as another goalkeeper. I didn't choose him, I'm not going to lie. He's a very eccentric goalkeeper. He prefers to play as a sweeper keeper, so coming forward a little bit. He's never going to play in that role for me because I don't like this. Well, I like the sweeper keeper. I don't like him when he's on that attacking mentality because they come far too forwards. And that's how mistakes happen. If you know who I support, well, you do now because I support Leeds United, you will have probably known about the playoff hilarity that was Kiko Casilla. He is a sweeper keeper on attack in this game. Never again will I use one, as long as I know who he is. But anyway, he came in. It has meant that Alexis is still going to be the first choice goalkeeper. Marcus has probably slipped down a little bit, but I still think I'll probably want to use Marcus over this guy anyway. I haven't quite decided yet, but Alexis is still number one, whatever the numbers are on the shirts. If we then move into this season, as you can see, we've been really, really busy because we've needed to replace quite a few people who have left. You can see a few people have gone out on loan as well. You can see Dom Savage has gone out on loan to Froome. The other ones are just other people. And as I think I've mentioned before, Kean Levy left to go to Shelbourne on a free as well, but wasn't really playing. He had a big injury and then we never really played him again. So otherwise, you can see we've been strengthening the midfield. Tyrrell Ashcroft coming in as a deep line playmaker. Really good option there. Good passing, good first touch on him, decent teamwork, vision, decision making, all the kind of things you want for a deep line playmaker, which I'm quite happy with. He comes in from Reading, so just literally drive down the road, which is quite nice. Marcus Day has come in just to strengthen our attacking options. I mean, his stats say it all. Great finisher, decent first touch, good at heading, despite the fact he's 5'7", good off the ball work, good composure, everything you need for that kind of player. He will play in probably replacement for Warren Bentley in the future, to be honest. I'll come back to why I mean that in a minute. Rhys Davies, back at left back, but can also play on the left wing. So he's going to come in. He's going to be some options on the left hand side. Yeah, he's nothing incredible, but he's got some decent stats on him, so he should be a decent job there. But he will definitely be our backup left back. Ben Purcell was a player I really wanted to bring in on a permanent deal. We actually gave him a contract, but he went to Burton Albion instead, so I decided to pinch him off them on loan. We've actually saved money because he was going to come in on a part-time deal. He didn't. He went to Burton Albion. We've got him on loan for nothing. So we've actually saved a bit of money. And again, it looks like a really, really good deep line playmaker. Apart from the passing leaves a little bit to be desired. But otherwise, really good mentors and stuff like that as well, which is what you like to see, especially at 18 years old. Jay Senga, another centre midfielder. You can see where we've lost a few players this summer and we really needed to get that hold in the midfield. Another ball-winning midfielder. Again, young, lots of potential. May not necessarily start or play every game, but again, plenty of time to develop and get into the squad as years go on. Ryan Sellers is a left winger. He's going to be some support / a rotation option for Antonio Diaz because Antonio played far too much football last year, I've got to be honest. So he needed to kind of give him an option just to switch it around. And he can play all the way along the left as well, which is something really, really useful for us. Andy Janjeva is a Kosovan centre-half. Tall, good header of the ball. Tackling's a little bit, but that's fine. It's not the end of the world. He won't be playing as a no-nonsense centre-back. He will be a centre-back on defend. Composure's not great, obviously, but I'm sure he'll be all right. He has come in from Watford, already capped for the under-21 side as well, so we could have an international on our hands, which would be pretty cool. James Gorman, again, another centre-back, younger one this one. He's probably not going to play too much. I might even shift him out on loan. He came in from Bristol Rovers on a free. Again, got some good potential with him. Probably more of a backup than anything. We've got quite a few decent centre-halves now, especially with some of the people staying. And then finally, Tommy Adeloye, who's going to be a pressing forward, playing up front, probably alongside Warren Bentley to start with, I would imagine. But again, good work rate. Plays for the team, good quick player, and looks like a decent option as well. Now, that's it for the transfers. I did say that a few people left, so let me just see if I can quickly show you those. Have we got free transfers? Is that one? No, it's released players. Here we go. So I'll run through them. I'm not going to show you all of them. Andre Blackman, Sean Smith, Stuart Moore, Charlie Kennedy, Michael Cooks, Marvin Brooks, unfortunately, Fabio Saraiva, and Josh Summerton all having left the club. Just not really fit for the club anymore, to be completely honest. Marvin Brooks was getting shifted out anyway because of the quality ahead of him, despite the fact he was scoring goals. Josh Summerton, again, couldn't break into the squad really, which is a bit of a shame to see. And Sean Smith, probably the only other major exclusion, simply because we've massively improved at the left-back position, so don't really need him, to be completely honest. In yeah, that's it. Apart from one more thing before we get into the game, we have had another player come into the squad. You may have seen this on Twitter already because I did this a few days ago. Charlie Ellsworth has come into the squad. Again, massive thanks for Charlie for donating a massive amount of money to the Stars Appeal cause. He is of Nigerian descent, apparently. Doesn't look like it, but fine, I'm not going to judge. Has got a work permit. He's a British citizen, so we're all covered on that side of things when we need to go to registration rulings. But he has come in as one of our young centre-halves. Again, too early for him to play any football for us, but he's someone that we'll definitely be keeping an eye out, because if he can fulfil that potential, could be a really good option in the years to come. But that's it from all of that. We've done the update. Let's get into the first game, and that first game is against Boreham Wood, just down the road from me, like a lot of these places tend to be completely honest. Yeah, so we're at home to them, so we're actually not down the road because we're the Raymac, and then we're away to Maidenhead. They're going to be the games that you're going to see today. Now, the team that we're going to put out against Boreham Wood to start this season is going to be, as you can see, quite a few players still in the squad, so we've kept a few there to an extent, but some of them obviously have come back, have been replaced, and will be rotated as time goes on. So Alexis is going to start in goal for us. Back four is going to be Icethorpe, Bradley Green, Janieva and Genesini, who's kept his place in the side this year, despite the fact there's some really good right backs coming through, as you've seen. Ryan Sellers, Dom Jeffries, I can't remember his name already, Cameron James, I was thinking Callum, and then Dylan Thistleton on the right. Bentley retains his position up top and Adeloye plays alongside him. One thing to note about Warren Bentley: if we get promoted, which is a very big if, he will not play for us next year. He's retired from professional football. As you can see, a lot of his stats are starting to deteriorate. So his pace is dropping. His finishing is starting to go down a little bit as well. So he's not going to be around us for much longer, unfortunately. But he's definitely got himself into being a legend in my eyes, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, bench-wise, just a couple of utility players that we can bring on should we need to influence the game in any way. But we're sticking with the 4-4-2, we're sticking basics, and hopefully we can start it off like we did last year. Of course, last year we played Maidstone, I think it was, on the first day of the season. No, it was Oxford City, sorry. And we battered them 6-1. I'd be quite happy if we could go back and do that. Oh yeah, we're not at the Raymac. I've completely forgot about that. The Raymac Stadium doesn't adhere to the Vanarama National League's terracing standards. There's too many terraced seats. There's not enough actual seating, I think it is, if my memory serves me correctly. So we are in Eastleigh's Silver Lake Stadium for the foreseeable future. Ian Hammond is not planning to give us a new stadium, from what I can understand. He won't give me anything, to be completely honest. I've asked him for better youth recruitment. The only thing I got was a new contract. He won't even let me get another coaching course because he's worried I'm going to leave, despite the fact I've just got a new contract. It doesn't really make any sense. It's a little bit weird. It's Bentley. Of course he does. Warren Bentley, starting as he means to continue. It doesn't matter how old that lad is. He's just going to keep scoring goals for us. What a man. Honestly, I love him. He has got to be... You always find this when you do lower league football. Lovely bit of play there from the three of them. Adeloye dropping it down to Thistleton, who plays in Bentley perfectly. But the thing is, when you play lower league football, there's always that one person who you start to get a little bit of affection for. I don't think I've ever had one as someone I'm as fond of as I am Warren Bentley, because he is just a different level. He's now well, I mean, he scored one goal in one game. Let's not go too crazy just yet. But he scored in the first 3 seasons that we've had. Probably in the first 3 games he played in each season as well, because he's just a beast. Never known anything like it. But anyway, yeah, like I say, he's got to try and continue it, and he's got some pretty decent looking players sitting in the wings. As I mentioned, Day is going to be sitting in the stands or in the bench at the moment, keeping an eye on him, but he's not going to be getting it because he's only gone and done it again. Warren Bentley's got a second. When will this man stop? Honestly. He actually signed a new contract this summer for another year, and someone had the audacity to write on there that apparently the fan spokesperson said they weren't impressed that he got a new contract because they don't think he's good enough. Whoever that was, case in point, bugger off. He's good enough for any level, and he will definitely be in the coaching squad for whenever he wants. He will always have a place in my heart with Warren Bentley. I've talked enough about him now, and now we're only 2-1 up, which is a bit of a shame. See, down at the Silver Lake Stadium, like I mentioned, in Eastleigh. So we have got a bit more. We've got a much bigger attendance capacity, but it doesn't matter because we might not fill it. I think it's about 7,000 or 8,000, maybe even 9,000 that the Silver Lake holds, but who knows? We might not even get 700. I have no idea. But anyway, let's talk a bit more about the football, shall we? Bentley drops it off to Cameron James, slowly moving forward, brings it forward to Sellers. Not the best ball in the world. Bradley Green probably should have got onto that, and it's a conceded goal again. That's a bit disappointing. I'm not entirely sure why Cameron James elected to make this pass. He should have kept it simple, played it forward to Jeffries, and we probably wouldn't have had any issues. But he's tried to be audacious, and now Shimanga for Boreham Wood is starting to do the same thing that Warren Bentley does, which is not allowed. And now we're 3-2 down. What's going on, boys? I know I said it would be a difficult season for us, but we can't be 2-0 up and then losing 3-2. That's not acceptable. That is not acceptable at all. I think it's time to make a couple of changes. What do you reckon? Can't remember who I've got on the bench. Who have we got? I've not really got anyone who can massively influence the game, to be honest. James is coming off because he had a shocker then. Ollie Muldoon can come on there because he can play in pretty much exactly the same role. So he should be okay. Let's play him on a support role, get him shifting a bit further forwards. And we'll leave it as such for now. Maybe Adeloy is the next change we make and bring Waldron on. Not quite sure at the moment. Let's see what happens from the next sort of 5-10 minutes or so. Oh, Janyeva nearly had a chance. It was a good header as well from the Kosovan. Didn't manage to get it past though. It looked a little bit weird. Bit of a difficult camera angle to see exactly what happened, but that was a good effort. Good effort indeed. Biggest underperformer I would say at the moment is Icethorpe. So can we bring someone on to replace him? Rhys Davies can come on to make his debut. He can play in the same role, that'll be fine. I'm not too fussed about shifting that amount too much. We'll demand more once more. Corner's going to come in from Davies now. First proper look in the game. Janyeva's there! And on his debut, he gets his first goal for the Whites. And Andy Janyeva, the Kosovan under-21 international, levels it up to be 3-3 in this game. He's got up at the near post. He's leapt like a salmon. And that is a beautiful finish. It's what you like to see. And then I think we'll bring off Bradley Green just for the sake of the fact that he's a little bit tired. And we'll bring on Sean Chamberlain-Gale just to replace him. I'm now not as bothered because we have managed to salvage the draw. I'm still disappointed we went from 2-0 up to 3-2 down. But the fact that we've managed to get a draw in our first game in the season in the new league, I can take that. I'm all right with it. We've proved a lot of people wrong in avoiding defeat. Yes, we have, because Boreham Wood are a pretty tidy side, to be fair to them. So yeah, I think we've done pretty well to avoid that. Yeah, obviously wanted to win, especially going 2-0 up, but not the end of the world. We'll move on now. We'll play Maidenhead, see if we can get a win there instead. Okie dokie then, couple of days have passed. We are back in, well, we're not back in Maidenhead, we're in Maidenhead, and it's time to go up against Maidenhead United, or Town, or whatever they are, I don't really know. And yeah, so we get on against them. A couple of changes since the last game. The back five is still the same. The big changes have come in the form of Diaz, Purcell, and Waldron, coming in for Adeloye, Muldoon, and what's his name? Ryan Sellers, that's the one. Yeah, I've come to realise we've actually got quite a bloated squad, to be honest. You can see that we've got far too many people there, so we definitely need to potentially look at seeing if we can ship some people out on loans, perhaps, or with some of them, because they're on non-contract deals, just shift them on, to be completely. It's got to be a bit ruthless. Adam Page is a prime example of that. I'm pretty sure he's on a non-contract basis. He hasn't played for us in God knows how long unless absolutely necessary, and I think we've got plenty enough depth on the left-hand side now to realistically never need him again. God, it was so ruthless saying it like that. But anyway, game's underway. Hopefully we can get a better result than we did last time. Improve on the draw. We're in blue, in case you're wondering. And obviously, oh my word, that's a name and a half. Agbontahoma, I think. Sounds like a combination of Tuberakpom and that Windows 10 font. Bit weird, but anyway, waffling again. This will turn down the right hand side, the right hand side. Nothing coming. Janyeva, been impressed with his first game. Got to be honest, getting that goal from the corner was a threat from the set pieces, which is something that I thought we'd have last year but didn't. Diaz on the left-hand side. Can he whip a ball in? Oh, it's a big effort. Oh, it's dropped to Thistleton. Can he get it in? Can he get it? Yes, Waldron does. Waldron's back amongst the goals in the new season. That was a little bit of a weird one. I've just noticed Thistleton's wearing gloves, but then again, it is October because for some reason the database hasn't updated the post-COVID dates yet, apart from unless you're in the Football League. So from League 2 upwards, it starts in like August properly now, but down here it doesn't, which is not really the end of the world, to be honest. Genesini with the ball in. Waldron flicks it on. Nothing coming. Down Purcell. Jeffries back to Genesini. Can he get a ball in? He can. Ooh, it's a lovely whip ball, but has given Maidenhead the chance to counter. It looks like Purcell's going to be closing him down, and he's put him under some pressure and pretty much stopped the counter-attack in its tracks, which is lovely to see. And Bradley Green nods it clear as far as Waldron, who then gives it straight back to Maidenhead again, which is less than ideal. Eventually we'll get something out of this. Ping forward to Bentley. Still going. As he plays Thistleton. Nice little bit of build-up play from Bentley there, and what a finish that is. Thistleton practically runs up to the front door, knocks on it and goes, by the way, I'm going to smack this in the top bin. And the goalkeeper goes, by all means, go on then, good man. You carry on. That's lovely stuff though. Thistleton's good. He cuts in on that right-hand side. Done that so many times in this save now that I've seen. And yeah, he's just absolutely belted it into the top corner. And we're 2-0 up again. I hope the same thing doesn't happen. I really don't want to go 3-2 down again. I'd like it if we could just keep a clean sheet. That'd be quite nice. Look at me making demands of the team 2 games into the season. I suppose that's what managers do, isn't it? So nothing too unsurprising. Genesini from the throw. A little bit worrying the highlights started from a throw that far deep into their territory, but Thistleton's picked it up. Is he going to run again? But it's ball across. Bentley's there. 3rd goal in 2 games for Big Wazza. And I'd like to think, probably said this in the last game as well, but I'd like to think that's game over. 38 minutes in, pretty much on the stroke of 38 minutes, Warren Bentley tucks it away into the bottom left corner, and yeah, hopefully taking the game away from Maidenhead, which is lovely stuff. And again, we're doing what we did last year. We're making a statement in the right areas. We're scoring goals, which is exactly what I want my sides to do. I'm very much an advocate of score more than the other team, as you can probably tell, because most of the games you tend to play tend to have quite a few goals. I thought with the ball in, Purcell's going to get on it. No, it's not. Waldron Jeffries, or it's at the crossbar. Could and maybe should have been 4, potentially. We're dropped down to 4th, courtesy of other teams winning as well. Yeovil, of course, in our league, which is obviously just down the road. One to keep an eye out for. I did do a pre-season league as we then... Oh, no, it's fine. Yeah, I did a pre-season league as like a friendly with 3 other teams, and they were all in this league, and we only got 1 point. So I think it was Barnet, Dagenham and Redbridge, and Yeovil, which is why I thought of it. So we do need to be kind of wary, because that was kind of like a little control variable test, if you want to call it that. So something to be aware of. But anyway, Janieva's going to pick it up from the clearance, sticks the ball over. Warren Bentley's there. He's offside, though, unfortunately, so it's not going to count. And I think it's time to bring off Dylan Thistleton, because he looks like he's puffing quite a bit. We're going to have to bring Dom Jeffries out on the right. We'll shift Jay Senga into the middle. We'll give him a start. Give him his debut. He can play as that ball-winning midfielder. Ben can stay on as that playmaker role there. And that'll do for now. So I'm very conscious of this whole... You can only name 5 substitutes thing in the conference leagues. It's such a pain. So annoying. Because I don't have enough... I need more versatile players. That's what I need. I need to bring off Bradley Green, because he's not very fit at the moment, it seems. He seems to be tiring quite early in games, considering he's playing as a centre-half. But doesn't matter. We've still got someone like Chamberlain Gale who can come on and influence things. Jeffries should have given that ball up there, but he's lost it. And Maidenhead are going to have a chance, are they? Starting to build it up slowly but surely. Played through, takes a chance. That's a big effort. That is a big effort. And unfortunately, we've lost our clean sheet. Now we just need to keep our nerve. I'm going to tell the lads to focus. As Diaz, I think this will be, lines up a free kick. Now he can score from free kicks. He's got a good dead ball. He's good in dead ball situations. Oh, it's a good effort. Oh, keeper tips it away. And the one with the weird name manages to clear it out for a throw-in. That could have been a great effort. I mean, it was just not quite in the corner enough. Speaking of which, are we going to bring him off? No, we're not just yet. I think we'll bring Waldron off because, again, he's looking a little bit tired. And we'll bring on Adaloy just to give him a bit more game time as well. Rotation is going to be one of those things that's going to be incredibly important this season, as it always is, but probably more so because we're stadium sharing, as stupid as that may sound. We're going to have to be a bit more careful because I think our fixtures are probably going to be a bit more congested because we can only have certain home fixtures at certain times and vice versa. So we do need to be a little bit careful as Adaloy picks it up. He's got Bentley with him. He gives it to him. Of course he does. He knows Bentley's going to tuck that away for fun. That's the kind of chances he will pounce on. And it's Bentley's 4th goal in his first 2 games. A brace in both. Still chance of a hat-trick, of course, but this is exactly what I want to see happening in this game. You know what's going to happen. It doesn't matter if you're 3-1 up or you're 3-1 down. You want to see, I hate when people moan about it, but you need to see that happen. Pass it across to the other man. Give him the clear shot. You go for the goal every time. 110%. I'm never going to be caught saying 110% ever again because that's not physically possible. Anyway, good result that. 4-1 in the end. Lovely, lovely stuff. And we finish the episode on 4 points and in 4th in the league, which is not what I expected straight off the bat. Lots of debuts coming in. Bournemouth got hammered in their game by Dulwich Hamlet, which is incredible. Warren Bentley was the man of the match in both games, and I can only imagine he's the top goal scorer as well, which he is. Of course he is. Like you'd expect anything else from that man. He is a beast. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Let's get a quick look and see when we will come back. We'll probably skip through towards this sort of Dulwich Hamlet, Chesterfield sort of area, because there'll be some good tests for us. Because Dulwich Hamlet, I know, are a fairly decent side. They've been in the conference for quite a while now. And Chesterfield, again, I know are a very good side as well. So we'll go towards them. Because, again, I'm not going to be too bothered about showing the FA Cup until we get to any decent ties, to be honest with you, because we've done enough cup games recently. So, yeah, we'll do the more important ones of those. But that's going to be it from me today, guys. As I mentioned, on Wednesday's episode, we'll come back for, the Dulwich Hamlet, Chesterfield sort of area. Probably do those 2, actually, because you've seen us play Dover before, I think. And, yeah. As always, thank you massively for watching. If you've enjoyed it, hit the like button down below. Big thumbs up on the video. That'd be great. If you're new to the channel, this is the first one, welcome along. Hit the subscribe button and I guarantee you'll enjoy what you see. And let me know your thoughts in the comments. What I want to see from you guys today, please, is what are your predictions for the season ahead? We've got 4 points out of 6 to start us off. How will we continue on? Will we get another promotion? I don't think so, but I'd like to see your thoughts in the comments down below. That's going to be it from me today, guys. Mine has been David. I'll catch you guys again soon. Cheers.